G'day ladies and gentlemen, my name's Isaac Butterfield, and in this video, we're going to take a look back at my favorite Gen Z TikToks of the year. This is a compilation of the most hilarious, the most ridiculous, the most second-hand embarrassment-causing videos posted by the people who filmed them. They posted these things thinking they were good, thinking they were interesting, thinking they were fun. But no, the entire population of the world looked at them and thought, wow, you are a terrible person. And ladies and gentlemen, we know that Gen Z is the worst generation to ever exist. And this is nothing short of proof. Sit back, relax, and enjoy this, the compilation of the best Gen Z TikToks of 2024.
Not to be like overly dramatic or anything.
We should listen. She has a Palestine pin on her hat. Doesn't have a Ukrainian pin or a Black Lives Matter pin or all cops are bastard pin, but she does have a Palestinian one, so we should listen. Okay, what does she have to say? She, I'll say she because I'm a nice guy.
Can we just start stabbing transphobes at this point?
Pardon? Should we just start stabbing transphobes at this point? Okay, that's a legal thing to say.
Like, we have such a big problem of transphobic people being fucking idiots and not getting their shit kicked in. Can we just start kicking their shit in?
We'll start assaulting transphobes. Who do you define as a transphobe? Is it someone that says that I hate trans people? Okay, probably that's pretty transphobic. You still shouldn't attack someone. Or is it someone that says that trans women shouldn't compete against real women? Is that transphobic? If it is, then that's the majority of people. Should we go around stabbing everybody, shall we? Sounds fucking inappropriate, lady.
It would be so much easier for everyone. The entire world would be so much better if we could just stab a transphobe.
Is this as outrageous as I think it to be? This cannot be like, this is, I know free speech is important, but when you start saying shit like this, like genuinely bringing up the assault and death of people, something needs to be done. You need to be on a watch list. You need to be investigated, but I bet that you will not be investigated because you are, not because you're just wearing a Palestinian flag, but because you are a part of a certain group. Because if a cis white person, a straight white person, okay, let me rephrase that. If a white dude made this video, they would be under lock and key in some jail somewhere because you can't say shit like this. But this fucking person can just go ahead and do it. No one cares. That's outrageous.
Say something transphobic, you get stabbed. The world would be beautiful.
You need some antipsychotics, you fucking nutbag.
I am Ukrainian, and this is my car.
Oh God, your car's
I'm Ukrainian,
burnt. That's
and
bad.
this is my
Your
church.
church is burnt.
I'm
That's
Ukrainian,
bad.
and this
Your
is
fridge
my
is
bridge.
bad. Listen, I'm starting to see something very similar in each one of these clips, and that is your breasts. Your breasts, lady. This is how the video should have sounded. I am Ukrainian, and here are my tits. I am Ukrainian, and here are my tits. I am Ukrainian, and guess what? Here are my tits. Now, I get it. People have tits. That's great. Well done. But, you know, if you're going to try and get people on your side in a war, no, this probably is the best way to do it. This is probably the best way to do it. I'll give you that. If you want people to fight, I think the entire world is ready to fight for you.
I am Ukrainian, and this is my...
Now you put a jacket on. Fuck you.
I'm in New York City right now, standing outside of a Palestine protest.
Oh, another
I wanna
one,
know
okay.
if they actually understand why they are protesting and see if they can give me any good answers. What are you guys out here protesting for?
No comment.
Cool. Really getting your voice out there, bros.
Why are you guys out here today?
Speak to the organizers.
Ooh. Speak to the organisers, because this brain ain't listening. You know, she's got the Palestinian face covering. She's got the pride, little satchel, a band across here. She's doing everything right. She's got the fringe to here. This lady is, this is Gen Z.
Why can't I wanted to ask you,
Official statements from the organizers only.
in the
I don't know what I'm here for. I don't know. I have no idea.
simplest terms, why are you guys protesting?
No idea. That is some good debating.
Why are you guys protesting today?
Yeah, I don't think it would be a good idea if we...
Why are you guys protesting?
Just to be a part of the cause.
And what's the cause?
Yeah, I'm not the right person.
I don't know. I do not know. I do not know. That's hilarious.
We're not the spokespeople of this event.
We're not spokespeople. We don't know what we're talking
I'm
about.
not asking for the spokesperson. I'm just asking why
Why
you
are
guys
you
are
here?
protesting.
This is...
Why are you guys here today?
We're not interested in speaking with you.
We don't have any idea why we're here. We're doing it because it's what everyone else is doing, and this is what we do. We follow people. That's all we do.
A card from Cards Against Humanity is currently going viral.
Okay.
I'm not going to read it out loud, but here's the card.
Demolishing that ass like a Palestinian village. Okay, Cards Against Humanity. If you don't know, it's a card game. It's a very fun card game, and you have cards that pop up, and the aim of the game is to say the most horrible thing according to the card. That's how you get points, right? I think that is. I've played it a couple of times. It's good fun. Now, I imagine that this person, because they're a young person, has a problem with it. This video has 410,000 likes, so let's see the issue that this young man has with Cards Against Humanity.
For context, the card comes from a pack they have called the Jew Pack.
That's hilarious.
The description says, fun fact, 100% of the Cards Against Humanity writers are Jewish. Can you believe it? A Jewish comedy writer. Anything is possible in the 21st century.
Very funny.
The game is advertised as a party game for horrible people. It's not serious, but meant to shock people. It went viral because people are debating whether it's too far. What do you guys think?
What do you think? You didn't even fucking make a point in the video. You just reported on people being, okay, well, I will feel, because you're not doing your job, whoever you are, Brooks, Phillips, you fucking goose. Mate, listen, if you get upset by a card game that's meant to upset you, you're a fucking dead shit. You're a dense You're fucked, mate. That's what you are, all right? That's all I have to say on the matter. If you get upset by that shit, then fucking grow a pair of nuts, you fucking pussy.
Oh my god, guys, I'm freaking out.
What's happened? You're pregnant. Shit.
What am I gonna do?
It's rough, mate. That's rough.
Just kidding, I already scheduled the appointment. I am what conservatives fear!
I think babies probably fear you more than conservatives. Here's the whole thing with abortion. It's horrible. I'm pro-abortion, but it is horrible because it's not like it's, you're not going to the dentist to remove a tooth. You're ending a possible life. Now, I think to a certain point you should be able to do it because not everyone should be fucking parents. But at what point should you not be able to do it? I think it's probably 10 weeks, let's say. You certainly shouldn't be able to do it right before the baby's being born. It's a tough one, and you should never be celebrating it. It's a crazy thing to celebrate. It really, really is, because it is horrific. On top of all of that, who the fuck posts that on TikTok? That's absolute madness. That's a crazy woman. If you are dating someone like that, who carries on like that, get the fuck out now. She's gonna cut your cock off in the middle of the night. I promise you.
And what would you say is the main goal with tonight's protest?
So these are people protesting the war in Gaza, and they're doing it in universities, and this was very, very big a couple of weeks ago. We saw a lot of videos coming from these protests of people who had no idea what they were protesting. Is that what this video is going to be about?
It's just showing our support for Palestine and demanding that NYU stops. I honestly don't know all of what NYU's doing.
Is there something that NYU's doing?
I really don't know. I'm pretty sure they're...
How can you go to a protest when you don't know what's happening?
Do you know what NYU's doing? About what? About Israel. Why are we protesting here?
Palestine will be free!
I wish I was more educated.
Wish you were more educated. That should be the catch cry of Gen Z. You are doing this because people are telling you to do it. It's like the Black Lives Matter tile that people were posting. It's like this, the all eyes on Rafah. People were just reposting it because it was the popular thing to do. They don't know what's happening in Rafah. They know nothing about Rafah, and they're just doing it because they want their friends to look at them and go, well done, you did the right thing. You're on the right side of history. Well, here's what I did. Trying to sell me tour dates. Come and see me live. I think that's the more appropriate thing to do in this situation.
Hi everyone, what's going on? I am Emil. Hi guys, we are Emily. How are y'all doing?
We are enemy.
We are also...
I am Emil. Bad name. We are Emily. All right?
We are also the Beast.
That sounds like me with gastro 3 weeks ago. You are the Beast, you are Emily, you are Emil. Cool. This is what's happening to the youth. Hopefully, this dude's playing a character. Otherwise, severely mentally ill, in my uneducated, unmedical opinion.
We are also Jack. How's our TikTok fans doing? How are our haters doing?
Good, mate.
You guys are not a fan yet of Emily, Emil.
Can anyone just say this? Hi, I'm Emily, I'm Emil, I'm the Beast. The Beast. And I'm Jack. Come and see me live on TikTok.
The Beast and Jack. Definitely come check us out in live tonight.
How the fuck did I know he was going to say that? That's terrifying.
We're going to light it up for our fans. Becoming TikTok.
Fans? Okay, I get everyone likes different things, but if this is your thing that you like and you sit at home and watch this person on Instagram or TikTok live, your mother should have swallowed that load so quickly it flew out of her ass before it hit the back of her throat. I don't even know what that means, but that should have happened. Never be ashamed of who you are. That's terrible advice. You should be ashamed. You should be a little bit, if you're like this, you should be a little bit ashamed. Not drastically ashamed. No, maybe you should be drastically ashamed. I don't care if you do this in the safety of your own home and your own backyard, but when you post it to the internet, you deserve, I'm going to say it, you deserve to be attacked. All right? I say that with love. You deserve to be attacked.
This is kind of scary because I only realized this a couple of days ago, and I've only come out to a few people.
Okay, what do you got?
I'm a guy.
No, you're not. Sorry. Don't get me wrong. I'll call you a guy if you really want me to. But when you make this announcement in the public, someone out there in the streets is going to go, no, you're not.
Gen Z is fucked.
Oh, yes, I agree.
More than 50% of Gen Zs are reported to be struggling with mental health.
That's because these people self-diagnose themselves. Don't get me wrong, I'm sure a lot of people are struggling with mental health, but I think a lot of these people talk themselves into it. I know that's an outrageous thing to say, but I think it's pretty accurate. Although social media plays a big role, particularly when you're on TikTok all the time. And Gen Z spends more time on TikTok than any other group. They are constantly, and I mean constantly, getting this drip of dopamine. Then when they're off it, or they're at school or at work, they start to withdraw in a way. And they don't know how to deal with society and deal with the real world. And they start to become shut in, and they start to be terrified of everything. That is Gen Z, and that is why a lot of them have mental health problems. They're not in the real world. They're not made for it.
The biggest mental health issue we struggle with is stress and anxiety. I mean, when I saw these statistics, honestly, I wasn't surprised. We are literally the generation of social media. Most of us have started using social media since we turned 12 years old.
And it starts earlier than that. Kids with iPads and under 2 years old. Like, that's crazy. This leads to an increased risk of ADHD and anxiety. We know that. So no wonder these kids are having it when they get older. They're getting it when they're younger.
And we are constantly comparing ourselves to all these influencers who use beauty filters and live these glorious lives.
Fair point.
Not only that, but the
But that's on you too.
economy is absolutely fucked. And how are we ever going to be able to afford to buy a house? Everything is just so expensive. People are literally struggling to put food on their plate. Never mind someone who's still a student.
Yeah.
And don't even get me started on the generational trauma that we've experienced.
What generational trauma are you talking about? You have it easier than any generation ever.
Also, the state of our planet makes you wonder whether you even want to bring your own kids into this world.
You're gonna be fine. Stop listening to Greta. Everything's gonna be okay.
I mean, we literally cannot win.
Yeah, you're gonna be alright. Just fucking chill out a bit. I think that's what you need to do. POV, you did comedy at a university and someone's chasing him. Oh, wow.
Guys, I had a bad set. I fucked in. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I would love to go and do stand-up at a university. I'd hate it because it'd be a shit set, but I'd love it. Imagine being so upset at a joke that you chase someone out of a university. This person's going to grow up and have children. This person's going to have to live in the real world. This person, I bet, is one of these people who self-identifies as someone with mental health disorders, someone with ADHD, someone with anxiety, all these type of problems, and they go to a comedy event to see a comedian and freak the fuck out. These are real people. These are actual real human beings that share the planet with us. That should horrify everybody. Oh, we're at a college again. Let's go.
Woman.
What is a woman?
That's a stupid question, dude. That's a dumb.
That is a stupid question. Let's throw something.
What is a woman? It's not a trick question. What is a woman?
Someone who identifies as a woman.
The short-haired person with my haircut says that a woman is someone who identifies as a woman. What are they identifying as?
Can't answer the question with the question. Yeah, define the woman without saying woman.
It's a social role.
A social role? Like a baker?
You're in college, paying for an education. What is
This is what these kids are being taught. They do gender studies. They go and this is not even like subjects like gender studies. It gets pushed onto medical degrees. It gets pushed into economics degrees. All of this just utter shit. This is why so many young people are just off the deep end. with this madness that they have been indoctrinated into since they were young.
Is a woman.
How about you talk to someone with media training? How about you talk to someone
You don't need media training.
I bet you talk to someone with media training. How about you answer the question, you stupid fucking goose?
Training. It's not a trick. What is a woman?
You're not answering his question. That's like asking, what is milk? And someone going, liquid that identifies as milk. Yeah, but what is it?
It's the college kids of America going hundreds of thousands of dollars into debt who think it's a trick question when you ask them what a woman is.
He's right.
Hi, my name's Queenie and my pronouns are they, them. When I post about my gender identity and my sexuality, when I say that I don't want any labels, that is not an invitation for you to speculate on who I am or what I am. It's not a guessing game for you to play.
You're a woman, mate. But I will say this, well done on your eyebrows. They are very, very impressive. If you make your entire personality and everything in your life about what your gender is, then people are going to ask questions about it. That's just the reality of the situation. You can hate that, you can be upset at that if you want, but that is the reality of the situation. If you make everything in your life about what your gender is and call yourself a they and a she and an it, people are going to go, what the fuck are you talking about, mate? They're going to say those things. They're going to ask those questions, and it is up to you to explain what the fuck you're talking about. I don't have to explain my gender because it's regular. It's normal. You are I know this is horrible to say, but you are the abnormal. In fact, all of Gen Z is the abnormal. And what's crazy about that is we're not seeing that with the next generation. The generation that's coming through after Gen Z, they're looking at Gen Z going, what the fuck is wrong with these And they are changing. They are becoming different people. And we should all celebrate the shit out of that.
Okay, so this dude thinks he can be in the women's bathroom.
This girl is a fucking racist ass white bitch. Racist ass white bitch.
I'm calling security.
Oh, yeah. That's a lot. Okay, so there's a late man in the bathroom, and that person's got toilet paper on their feet. There's a man in the bathroom, of a female's bathroom, a woman's bathroom, and this lady's confronting him. This comes from libs of TikTok.
Okay, so this dude thinks he can be in the women's bathroom.
This girl is a fucking racist ass white bitch.
Why are you racist if you tell a dude to get out of the bathroom? For people out there who aren't white people, this is a question for you. Does it really get under your skin when people use the race card way too quickly? I mean, obviously I don't know what that's like, but I just feel that that would be it's almost demeaning to your culture to blame everything on race. Anything that happens to you that's upsetting or annoying or it makes you feel bad, you blame it on race. Obviously there are situations where race is to blame and people are treating you poorly because of your race, and that's horrible. It should never happen, but doing it every time? That can't make you feel good. This dude, why are you even in the women's bathroom? Why? It seems to be this whole disconnect between what gender actually is that's causing things like this to happen. You should not be a man in the female's bathroom ever. Yeah. What does that mean? Well, I can't really say what I mean by that on YouTube, but if you've got a penis, don't go in there.
Racist ass white bitch.
I'm calling security right now.
And you're fucking assaulting her. That's fuck off, mate.
Okay, how much money does a guy need to earn to date you?
Okay, this is from the Whatever podcast. Let's see. She has been asked how much a guy should earn a year to date her. Now, bearing in mind, is she, and you gotta weigh these things up, is she some out of everyone's league type of girl? Is she a fucking glamour? Let's ask all those questions. And just by looking at her, I'm gonna say no to all of those. But how much does she think?
500K.
500? Who the fuck makes 500K a year, you idiot?
Whoa.
What?
No, I saying whoa.
You realize that's like
1%.
That's 1%.
We're talking 500 American dollars too, which is about 6.4 trillion Australian dollars. That's a lot.
1%.
Possible.
Of course it's possible.
Isn't
possible.
necessarily probable. And you have how many kids?
3.
You have 3 kids. What do you bring to the table except for 3 fucking kids?
You are a sex worker. You're an escort.
Shut the fuck up, lady.
Didn't you adjust your standards to be a little more realistic?
No.
This is something I've spoken about for many years. This whole idea that you deserve something. Oh, I deserve this. I deserve that. You don't deserve shit, mate. You don't deserve anything. No one deserves anything. You get what you achieve, all right? Don't just sit there and say, oh, I deserve this. talking out of your ass.
You'd rather be alone than lower your standards from $500K a year.
I mean, I got other standards too, but it's like that money-wise, yes.
Who would date, who, all right? For those of you who make 500K in the comment section, who would go after this chick? If you make that much cash, you can go out and get some pretty good fish from the sea. You're gonna throw her back. You're gonna throw her back.
I mean, I don't want a short dude.
How tall are you?
5'2", 5'3".
What's the minimum height for a guy?
6 foot or taller. But
you want a 6 foot dude who makes $500,000 a year and you're bringing 3 kids to a table and you're a 2 out of 10. I mean, we all have dreams, I guess. Okay. Okay, someone's labelled this as a mental illness crisis. How dare you? This is how someone identifies. This is very important in Gen Z's life. That's disgusting for you to say that. Shame on you. 1,000 shames. This is very regular to see this. I am very big supporters of the, I guess this is a furry. I'm a big supporter of the furry community. I think it's beautiful what they do, and it's not strange at all that you dress up as an animal and shit in a fucking box. That's heaps normal. You're regular. I love you. Fuck. And just, doesn't this make you feel better about your existence on this planet? It makes me feel a whole lot more normal. Yeah. Holy dooly. That's beautiful. I see a lot of people on Instagram that I've known for years that okay, they're just women that I've known since school and stuff, who start doing pole dancing, and you think to yourself, can you not just, like, I know you're doing it for exercise, but isn't there like 1,000 better exercises than pole dancing? Can you do one that's not sexual, that strippers don't do? Can't you just go to the gym? Couldn't you get on a treadmill? What about an exercise bike? Why are you dancing sexually on a pole?
You got this.
I don't think she does have it. If she identifies as a she, and if she doesn't, I'm very sorry.
Yep, pirouette.
Pirouette, yep. That was the classiest pirouette I've ever seen. Leg around.
Nice. Yes! So good. Good.
I'm not going to make a joke about the building collapsing because that pole is a support structure for the building. I'm not going to make that joke.
Nice.
That's not funny at all.
Good. And then sweep it, bring it up, peel. Yes!
Now listen, there's nothing wrong with overweight people doing this. I disagree with myself. Moving on. In 3 years' time, your father could turn into your mother. Okay, very good. We'll turn the music off and we'll put some elegant and fancy royalty-free music there. So your father becomes your mother. Turning around, spinning around, and that's confusing for everybody, I guess. And they blew their face. Okay. I will say this. As long as you're a loving parent, I don't think it matters if you transition at all. It's the same as if you're a gay parent. It doesn't matter. As long as you're loving and caring, who gives a shit? There's heaps of straight people that are terrible parents. But it would be interesting to see what effect this has on the child. Maybe they grow up to be completely normal, completely fine. Or maybe they don't. So I guess it's case by case. But what we should be able to do is ask the question, does that affect the child? Because if it does, then maybe you as the parent should think about it. Or maybe it doesn't at all. Maybe we're looking too far into it. And maybe the reality of the situation is this. Most trans people are just completely regular people. And it's the outrageous ones, the ones who are the vocal minority, that ruin it for everybody else. That's probably closer to the truth, wouldn't you agree?
Just a reminder that I am very fat and very sexy.
Nope, you're just very fat. Okay, we got someone here before coming out. So she must be a lesbian now, I guess. Before coming out, she's a young girl eating watermelon. Congratulations. Just a normal looking young, oh my Jesus. Oh, wow. That's not, that's how she was born. She was born that way. Okay, no one asked any questions. That's completely, I hope she's happy, but I don't understand how that's happened. That's a lot of, you put in a lot of work to go from an okay looking human being and turn it into fucking, a bricklayer. You've become a brick. You look like a bricklayer. What the fuck happened? Oh, okay. Let me explain this one. So this is a very popular movement amongst Gen Z, the new generation coming into the world. This is an ad funded by the Victorian government in Australia, a state in Australia. Their government, the taxpayers have funded this. This is all about accepting transgender people. So let's have a look. Come on in. What are they doing in this? They're playing AFL, a sport which relies on strength, speed, skill, and all that type of shit. We're in this together. We're glad you're on the team. You belong with us. Now, this is a trans person who belongs in society, yes. It should be accepted, absolutely. But does, now she, used to be a he, belong on a female team in a collision-based sport when they used to be a man? Even though this is a government-funded advertisement and statement from that government, the answer is no. Trans women do not belong in sports where collisions are involved, where pain is involved. It's unfair in a lot of different sports, whether it's fucking running or swimming or whatever, but forget about all those for a moment. If you are running into people, potentially causing them harm to their brains and their bodies, and you used to be a man, that's not fair at all. You don't belong there. Sorry. The unsaid says a lot. Well, I'm fucking saying it. I'm saying it, and everyone's saying it. So think about what you're really saying. Learn more about trans and gender diverse communities. If they're playing on an all trans team, then okay, that's fine, but they're not authorised by the Victorian government. You should vote that government out, Victoria. Okay, what do we got here? Oh, this is apparently the kids section at Books Indigo in Calgary. I guess that's Canada, right? What the kids are talking about. Let's zoom in. Prince and Knight. Oh, they're falling in love. Love makes a family with lots of little rainbows. Meet Jim Egan, Being You, Pride Puppy. These are what the kids are reading. This is good. RuPaul, Drag Race, very nice. 'Twas the Night Before Pride, The Queen's English, Gorgeously Me. I know these books have nice sentiments at heart. They're trying to teach people that they can be themselves. I think genuinely the sentiment behind these books is nice, but is it propaganda? Let me know in the comment section down below. Let me know. We have a young man here dancing. He may have some issues. There's an interesting flag in the background. Let's move on.
I am a cow, chicken, and a pig. My entire life I've been abused and crammed into a very small dark place where I can barely move my body. I go mentally insane from the floor.
This guy should be on like America's Got Talent.
Nothing but suffering. I am forced to live in my home.
Hey, you're doing a great job, vegans. I appreciate you, but let me ask you this question really, really quickly. You see the clothes you're wearing? How many of those were made in sweatshops with very young people making them? You could sing those lyrics that you just sung about the kids that made your clothes, and yet you don't care because it's not fashionable and you weren't indoctrinated into that way of thinking. Ladies and gentlemen, there is no doubt that there are good people in this next generation. I'm sure they are there, but they need to learn to be a whole lot more vocal, because from my point of view and people looking at your community and at your generation, you happen to be perhaps the most dangerous generation of all.
Trans women getting pregnant is not as far off as you'd think. In the past 10 years, 50 babies have been born from a uterus transplant.
Now, I don't know if this person actually is Gen Z. I don't think they are. I think they're a little bit older. But this is a very Gen Z mindset that people born with penises can have babies. So good on you guys for sticking to your guns. I disagree, but let's maybe, this is Lily Tino, maybe she I'll be nice, she will convince me.
How this works is a person with a damaged or missing uterus gets a new uterus.
Do trans people have damaged or missing uteruses? For something to be missing, you should have had it in the first place? Or you need it to function? Very good.
Then they get pregnant, then they give birth to a child via C-section. The implanted uterus is then...
What happens if this, okay, hypothetical. If you're a trans person, all right, trans woman with a penis, and you become pregnant through a uterus, and I don't know how, obviously the sex wouldn't work, but let's just say you're pregnant, okay? Immaculate conception. And you are now pregnant, and you're growing and all this shit, and the grid goes down. World War III happens. There's a zombie apocalypse, and you keep growing, and you get to 9 months. What happens then? So you obviously have to cut the baby out. You've got to get someone to do it. But that's so dangerous in a post-apocalyptic world. Could you try and push it out of your cock? That would be horrific. I think if every man watching this right now imagined what it would be like to push a baby out of their dick, that's like filleting a Subway sandwich. Maybe half a Subway sandwich. Maybe half of that 6-inch. Anyway, it's horrific. Hold on to your meatball subs, gents. Let's move on.
The implanted uterus is then removed so that the person doesn't need to be on anti-rejection meds for the rest of their life. So far, these implants have only been attempted on cis women.
Cis means you were born a woman. Just don't know why you need to have that little thing at the front there, but...
There's nothing that says it couldn't work on a trans woman. After all, my hormone levels are pretty similar to a cisgender woman, so why not?
Okay.
The main thing in the way is that the science is new, so there aren't enough surgeons out there to do the testing. So it's less about if we can do it and more about when we can do it.
I think there should be heaps more pregnant men, because as a man, I feel like I could do it heaps better than women. Like, you're over there whinging about your hemorrhoids and varicose veins. Pfft, I've got them. I'm ready. Fucking fill me up, gents. Nobody clip that. Nobody clip that. Back to the video.
Imagine a trans woman using her own DNA along with her partner's egg to create life. Wouldn't that be incredible?
Can a man donate an egg?
Some researchers think it's already possible and that it'll be attempted in the next year or two. Now, to be clear, I don't want kids. And even if this was an option, I wouldn't be interested. But there are so many trans women out there who want this, and they have just as much of a right to pregnancy as anyone else.
Do people have a right to pregnancy? I think people shouldn't have rights to pregnancy. I think there's far too many shit humans out there that proves that letting everybody have a baby is a terrible idea.
Get this thing off.
Oh!
See, it was fake.
Stop that video right there. Good grief. Terrifying stuff.
Have you been dying to get the Disney rash? No, probably not, but it does happen. Hey everyone, we're plus size perk hoppers and we range in sizes from 2X to 5X. Make sure you like this video and follow us for more plus size Disney tips and tricks.
Plus sized park hoppers. We're letting you know how to experience Walt Disney World as a plus size person. Okay. And what's happening here is you get a rash. You're letting people know how to avoid a rash. Very good.
If you don't know what the Disney rash is, consider yourself lucky.
The Disney rash. Is that something that they might sort of make a movie about to try and hide the search results on Google like they did for Frozen with Walt Disney's frozen head, allegedly? It's an interesting conspiracy. I like it. Anyway, let's find out more about this delicious rash.
It's also known as exercise-induced vasculitis.
Exercise-induced vasculitis. Let's look that up, shall we? Oh, it's in the recent searches on my Pornhub history. Very good.
It can happen when you're exposed to heat and if you're exercising for a long period of time, which are both super common in Disney World because you can walk between 5 and 10 miles a day.
Okay, that is exercise. 5 and 10 miles, definitely exercise.
The rash typically appears...
Oh my God, it's just... I thought this was going to be like from friction. This is just on the back of your Achilles. Must be tough, must be hard.
On exposed parts of your lower legs. It can cause an itching and burning sensation and just be downright uncomfortable.
Keep that rash away from the camera.
Using aloe vera and cortisone to ease the symptoms. We've also seen some people put sunblock on their lower legs to try to prevent it. That's something we're gonna try on our next trip. Cooling the area with an ice pack or a cold shower.
This is crazy that someone's put this out. They're getting hammered too. Death in June says, this doesn't happen to normal weight people. 23,000 likes.
Cold shower can also provide relief. Lowering your body temperature and elevating your legs are also known to...
Oi! Ladies and gents, how you doing? bad.
We don't all experience Disney rash, but those of us who do come prepared with aloe vera.
Why was that the next video you had there?
Aloe vera and cortisone in their park bags.
Oh, she got on her
Mostly
chin
happens
too.
in the summer, but can happen on hotter days all year round. We hope that these tips help if you ever find yourself personally victimized by the Disney rash.
I don't think it's going to get me. I don't. But if it does, I will refer back to this video as to what to do. But if you're worried that walking will give you a rash, maybe, just maybe, it's a little hint from the world that you might need to lose just a little bit of weight. Just a little bit.
I don't have like a serious issue with straight people. I just don't necessarily agree with the lifestyle and the way they push the straight agenda on us from the time we're 2 years old. They're like, oh, you're gonna marry little Davy when you grow up. And I'm like, nah, I don't believe in that. I don't believe in being straight. I don't believe it's possible to be straight.
Okay, I'm sure she's fucking around a little bit, but also some people have said that we as a society push straightness onto kids and people who grow up and have heterosexual relationships. Now, there's a reason that that's incorrect, and the reason is peen and vagine. They work together. My point is it's the natural homeostatic position of society and having babies and shit. Okay? If you're gay, great, good, have fun, enjoy. Hope you blow all the loads or lick all the puss, whatever. But it's not the same. Okay? Humans are made to be in heterosexual relationships. And if you're not, once again, that's fine. Good. Loads, puss. Good on you. But to go out and make a video like this when you know, obviously she's fucking around, no doubt. But it's just, it seems very easy to pick apart her argument, I would say. But then again, Gen Z would look at this and go, wow, that's so brave. She's so right. And she has every right to say this. And you shouldn't even comment on it because you're a straight white piece of shit. Okay, next video.
Jack Squared, your least favorite trans autistic couple. In the last video, I said I was Jax 1 and they were Jax A. But a bunch of you wondered, well, how can you have the same names? First of all,
there's so much going on here. Let's go back to the very beginning. Jax 1, they, them, 24. Jax Squared, 29, they, them. Okay, I just wanted to know who you guys were so I can just look at you and think, thank fuck that is not my existence.
And they were Jax A. But a bunch of you wondered, well, how can you have the same names? First of all, we both have J dead names. I was Jay when I met them, and they were Jax when they met me. And I go, hold the fuck up.
I met them. This is the thing, it doesn't work. It sounds like you're talking about several different people.
That's the coolest name I've ever heard. Would it be weird if I started going by Jax too?
I will say this too, with autism, people really throw that word out there now. Back in the day, autistic people, like my brother, for example, who is very autistic, he won't mind me saying that. He's very autistic. Love him dearly, but he is very autistic. And now there's people who are just like, you know, they can't, you know, they're allergic to fucking peanuts and they go, oh, I'm autistic too. Things have changed. Back in the day, autistic people were, you know, you could tell they were autistic, and now they're just making TikToks about how autism affects them. I don't know. You know, each their own, but also, why are you making a TikTok about it?
Same thing. It's actually a lot easier to refer to us that way. We'll change it up every now and then just to make sure that you fucking weirdos out there don't think that there's some sort of power dynamic.
I've said on this channel 400 times, I'll say it again. The best thing about the internet is it gives the voice to everyone. And the worst thing about the internet is it gives a voice to everyone.
When I call myself 1 and them A, or them 1 and me 2. First of all, you don't have to be trans to change your name.
He's correct.
Little Bobby turned into Bob, who turned into Robert, and that's just as valid.
The next 45 seconds was them talking about why he should be able to change his name. You can, okay? And I think the only reason anyone's interested in this video is the start of it. So let's watch that one more time.
Jack Squared, your least favorite trans autistic couple.
What the fuck? Okay, I'm gonna have to tone down the copyright music. That's put that bikini on, baby. Good grief. Her legs, the front of her legs look like curtain material or denim after it's been in the dryer. That's a lot. That's a confronting image. Holy shit. Jesus.
Is it a 10 out of 10?
Oh, she's back.
Oh, would you like to show your faces?
Yes.
What's happening?
Okay.
The boys.
First off, you called me sir, right?
Oh, I meant to say man. That's my
Oh,
name.
no.
What are your
Oh, okay.
pronouns?
No, okay.
What are your pronouns?
She, her.
She, her. Thank you. Thank you for letting me know.
What's your name?
I don't have a name.
Oh. So he gave his Instagram. That's an interesting way to play it.
Yeah.
Said sir again.
Oh, wait, one more time? I didn't catch that. See you, sir.
I'll be very, very careful what I say. That's not nice, and you shouldn't do that. But also, Lily Tino, who is this person, carries on like a fucking pork chop, all right, and invites this type of shit into her own life. So if you see a random trans person eating lunch, shut the fuck up. Don't say anything. Don't be fucking rude, all right? But also, the way that Lily carries on, I can understand why I'm sure they must have recognised her, and that's why.
Those are kids who knew exactly what they were doing.
Yeah, they did.
They're not
They weren't being
ignorant
very nice.
Or hateful. There's a difference.
But that video that Lily Tino went viral for, where she just harassed staff members because they got her pronouns wrong, like, that wasn't very nice. You know, so what these kids aren't doing nice, but what she does isn't very nice either.
They deserve for that video to be seen by the world.
Bet it wasn't. I'm sure there's starving children in fucking Bangladesh that haven't seen it yet.
I would imagine their parents are of the same mind. If my kid was walking around harassing trans people on the street, I'd want them to know.
Yeah, I agree. I wouldn't want my kids doing that either, but they're not harassing trans people. They're harassing you, a social media person.
It's not a right thing. It's not like, oh, they're just being kids. No. An opportunity for them to learn, sure.
Yeah, I mean, I don't disagree with everything that Lily Tino said, but I think there is a difference between making fun of a trans person and making fun of a trans social media person. I think there is a difference. They put themselves out there. He thinks I'm putting this on my Instagram, but I'm signing up for his... Oh, hang on. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a young lady here who's got her boyfriend's, I assume boyfriend, I don't know how he identifies, got his phone, and she's signing him up for Kamala Harris emails. Nice. Good stuff. I don't know. I think if I was in the dating scene and someone did this, sign me up for Kamala Harris emails, you might have to tell them to fuck off.
Jennifer Haygot, bring it back. Jennifer Haygot, bring it back. It's giving millennial core. It's giving millennial core. Women should go back to the kitchen. Women should go back to the kitchen. Try not to cringe impossible. Try not to cringe impossible. Make it stop. Hate this.
This is why women don't run as many companies as men. They have time to do that shit. Ladies and gentlemen, I know that a lot of people who watch these videos may very well be Gen Z, and they may see it and think to themselves, you know, what can we do to help our generation? Tell them to fuck off. Tell them to fuck off.